No, that's the exact lack thereof. I did not have the investment that I needed to make my weapon do damage. I'm saying that it doesn't matter in my case. I am a unique special case, is what I'm trying to say. But he's too stupid to get what I'm talking about, and I gotta spell shit out for people. So you didn't find hide or hair of nobody in the storage room, that's what you're saying? Yes, Mr. Grubba, it appeared to be secure. Don't worry about it, sir. I've taken the necessary precautions. It was most likely just a rat or something. Well, no big deal either way. Ain't nothing in there we'd miss too much anyway. Thanks for staying on top of this, Jolene. Hey, and by the way, any word on King K? I'm afraid we still don't know the whereabouts of King K, Mr. Grubba. And so I deleted his spot on our roster, per regulations. The Glitz Pit no longer has any official connection to KP Pete, aka King K. I have, of course, taken the same steps with all fighters who have gone missing. Whew, fighters sure have been going missing a lot lately. That's the 5th this year. What in tarnation's going on? I even heard some security idiots saying the pit's cursed. I doubt that, sir, but I certainly don't understand the disappearances. Well, for the time being, tell the other fellas that King K headed on home for a spell. If word gets out about missing fighters, sure ain't gonna be good for business, no siree. Nasty rumors have a way of sending folks running to the hills, know what I mean? I understand completely, Mr. Grubba. I'll take care of everything, sir. You know, Jolene, you're a dang fine manager, but you just plumb disappear sometimes. I gotta know, where in the world do you go, darling? That's... Mr. Grubba, I know you're my boss, but I don't believe that's any of your business. Easy, didn't mean to pry now. How about this then, heard of the Crystal Star? No, I've never heard of such a thing, Mr. Grubba. Okie dokie, well I appreciate your time, Miss Jolene. You go ahead and run along now, you hear? Well, if this ain't a fine how do you do. Seems like good fighters are a dying breed. That wild child Gonzalez is just about the only draw I still got around here. Yeah, so Grubba's kind of on the end of his ropes, and his business and his whole Glitz Pit operation is kind of failing on account of the missing fighters and all the spooky rumors going on about the Glitz Pit and everything about that. And everything he has, like all his success, is riding on our publicity. So that adds, again, another layer of depth to this chapter that really gives it a lot of individual uniqueness. Fighters are going missing. Talk about scary. I figured King K just took an early retirement and headed home. Hey, somebody up there? Ooh, Nelly. Just a little old kitty. Here I am thinking someone's up there a-peeping. I gotta relax. Take some yoga classes or something. Yup, well, back to the ring. Yeah, but basically the long and short of it is I was a very unique, diverse case. Wow, that was too close. So, Barrio, you heard that part about the Crystal Star, right? Miss Jolene acted pretty weird, I thought. Kinda suspicious. We could look into it later, I guess. For now, we better clear out before they find us. But yeah, like, basically, essentially, what I'm doing on this new character is I'm going to go minimal stat investment for everything that I need except damage. So I'm gonna go into Faith as much as I need to be able to use all the buffs and spells that I want. Flame grant me strength, Howl of Shibariri, and some other stuff like Golden Vow. And everything else is basically off the cards. I don't really care about anything else. I don't need more Faith investment than that because I'm not planning on using any of the other incants. And then I'm going to be going a bit into Endurance so I can get Light Roll. And I'm going to set up my charms very uniquely and very specifically to build what I want. And it's basically going to be a bleed build, kind of like my original character was, my level 300, but it's going to be to a much lesser scale. So I'm going to have incants such as, like, Blood Flies. I'm going to have incants such as Blood Boon and stuff like that from Mogwin or whatever. And I'm going to have Blood Flame Blade. And I'm basically going to rock the same setup. It's going to be Rivers of Blood on account of its above average bleed value for a katana. for building bleed easier. And then it's going to be rocking Bloodflame in the other hand, in the opposite. So it's going to be a whole bunch of incants for damage buffs. It's going to be that, and then it's going to be a couple other little small things on the side. But basically, it's going to be a cut and dry, boiled down build. It's not going to be an exacerbated, like, glorified, ridiculously, artificially boosted, you know, level 300 character or whatever. Even though, like, again, that doesn't directly matter. Like, it matters, but not in my case for that specific character, because I didn't have damage output for my actual weapons. Wrap it up in 5 turns or less. But this new character is going to be very cut and dry. So I'm actually adhering to like what level I should be for areas, which I did for the better part of the other playthrough too. I only really artificially grinded, quote unquote, about like 10 levels. We want artificially bullshit all stats maxed all builds available. Yeah, well, like, that's the thing. That's what I made that character for, Grand. Like, you understand better than anybody. I don't need to explain it to you because you actually have a head on your fucking shoulders. Like, you know exactly what my issue was when it came to Elden Beast. You know exactly what was going on. Like, you saw my dex stat. My dex stat was like level 20 or 22 or something. Like, literally bare minimum to be able to wield that katana effectively. And I had to artificially inflate my damage like a motherfucker by using spells and shit, and that's the only way I was able to win. Because boss has average health value for a first playthrough, right? You're expected to do this level of damage to the boss on a first playthrough. Okay, I was doing below average damage for the actual, like, average player, so, like, my damage value was down here. And, like, it should have been here, level with the boss, in the way the game was scaled and structured. But, like, my damage value was, like, 50 or 60% less. Right? But, like, my character can use everything in the game. My character can literally use everything available to me in the game. I can use every sorcery, I can use every incantation that I find, I can use practically all the weapons I want. But the problem is what I did with that character, the mistake that I made, is I artificially inflated that character in the wrong areas. I went too heavily into certain stats, and I shouldn't have. And then I wasn't able to grind anymore because none of the enemies would give me adequate experience. And I wasn't able to respec because I ran out of larval tears. So, like, it's not that I suck at the game, it's that I just don't have damage in my condition. Had a bad time. I had Dex only build and finished the game, I think, at level 110. I wouldn't wish that for anyone else. It was horrible. Yeah, it was trash. But like I said, when it comes to the DLC, if I decide to do it on that character, or if that's what you guys would prefer to see, I'm gonna be fucking eating. I'm gonna be capable of doing everything. Because now that I have the Elden Sword, I can do that cheese where I go to the Mogwin Palace and I just wipe the Golden Blade and kill all those enemies. I can artificially inflate myself comfortably as much as I want to be able to get the damage values, at least to some respectable degree of investment, out of the 2 basic primary damage stats of Strength and Dex. I should have been reading that, I'm so sorry. I'm rambling. Oh goody, this guy again. He really seems to know a whole lot of stuff. Those Bissig fighters? The Crystal Star. You know, if we find this guy, we'll have all the answers. But who could it be? Instead of rambling about fucking Elden Ring and stupid people, I really should be keeping and focusing on the immersion of the game, so I'm very sorry about that. So let me nip the Elden Ring nitpicking bullshit and fucking stupid people talk for a while. Basically, all I'm gonna say is that on this character, where I'm level like 100 or 120 or 130 or 140 or whatever, and I beat the fucking game with very, very little issue, people are gonna see exactly what the fuck I'm talking about. They're gonna eat their fucking words, and it's gonna be really funny. Because the thing is, like, Rand, you saw most of my playthrough of Elden Ring, didn't you? I got through most of the fights on, like, the second try, maybe? So it's like, to say that it's a skill issue is not applicable. It's just not it's not applicable. It's just not. That Soul Hater Hunter... What? That Soul Hunter Alpha is fun. It has great fundamentals, I think. I think it'll be the game that beats Assault Spy. Oh, I see. All you need is 99 Vigor. You had it mostly on Easy Street except Melania and Cockring? Well, like, honestly, Grand, I'm gonna look you in the eye right now, like, pretend we're looking at each other in person. Melania wasn't that bad. Like, honestly, I'm pretty confident that if I fought Melania again with a fully leveled Mimic tier, and I did exactly what I did before with the exact same setup where I have the Mogwin Spear, and I used my Physic exactly like I did when I was able to beat her that last time, I don't think Melania is gonna be all that bad. Honestly, I may get waterfouled a few times, but I don't think it's gonna be all that terrible. You just have to outwit her bullshit with your own bullshit. That's all it is. And that's why I think that fight sucks. I think her phase 2 is cool because there's more to it. But I think waterfowl is a bad move. I don't mind if she has a move that hits really hard, but that already comes in the form of her grab. Why give her a one-shot that just fucking tracks you infinitely? It's like, it's stupid. It's artificially pumped, and people call it a mad finesse move. It's not a mad finesse move, it just sucks. It's not designed well. You know what I mean? So, like, when I play the game again, and I beat, like, every boss on the first, second, maybe third try, you know, if I'm that unfortunate, or, like, if I happen to play that poorly. Like, for example, I'm shit at Moog, right? I said I was shit at Moog. I don't know if you saw my fight with Sewer Moog. I think you did. I think you said you went back and watched it. My fight with Sewer Moog was fucking garbage. I barely made it through that fight. And I had to rely on my Spirit Summon to do it. But I'm pretty sure you went back in the VOD from before Elden Beast, and you saw how I tackled Horalu? I beat Horalu so fucking quick, and I said I was shit at that boss, but I actually fought it pretty fucking well. I actually, like, I gauged, I accounted for his delay, and I didn't roll spam. Like, my first attempt at Horalu was actually really good. I just did one panic roll that got me fucking punished. I made a few mistakes. Oh yeah, go back and watch it, dude. I made a couple mistakes, and it got me got. And I was like, I didn't get mad. I didn't fucking bitch. I didn't whine, because I knew it was my fault. I was like, ah, damn, he got me, panic roll. I was like, alright, big guy, you earned it. Look, I acknowledged where I fucked up. I'm really good at doing that. I'm very humble. But, like, dying on Elden Beast to the same fucking nonsense? Yeah, like, Horalu sucked for me, too, because I had very little damage output. Ugh. Body, wind, numb, stupid, cake, hate, cake, never eat cake again. Was so mad at that fight that you didn't even record it? Yeah, so, like, somebody tried to feed us poison cake, and we're gonna learn who that is later, because we're challenging their title, and they don't like that. It's making them uncomfortable. So, you're supposed to eat the first cake, because it's actually a gift from a fan, and then you're not supposed to eat the second cake, because it actually makes you ill. So, like, Horalu for me, when I first fought Horalu on my first playthrough, he battered my ass into oblivion. I was on Horalu for about an hour. On this playthrough, where I had little dex investment and I wasn't doing any damage, I beat Horalu on, like, my second or third try. Right? Even without damage. Even without the damage, I beat Horalu, like, on my third try. You see what I mean? It's a completely different motherfucking ballgame. It's a different ballgame. So, like, I fought Horalu the first couple times. Like, the first time I fought Horalu, I didn't even get through Godfrey's phase because I didn't have any damage. And then the second time I fought Godfrey, I went really ham on him and started being really aggressive and trading hits with him and shit because I needed to push him into second phase. And then I pushed him into second phase and my Mimic tier died. And I fought second phase mostly by myself and I actually did pretty goddamn well. I dodged every one of his moves pretty expertly. I finessed the fuck out of my timings. And then I got a little bit antsy and got punished because I thought I was actually gonna win. And I fucked up. I made some rookie mistakes. I panic rolled a bit and got fucked. And I was like, oh, I'll just try it again. It's okay, we got this. And, like, I wasn't, you know, the least bit shook. Phase 2 was awful for me, I just couldn't deal. It was just sheer RNG and patience for that kill. Yeah, absolutely, I can totally imagine that. Coopinator, okay? In this battle, I want you to avoid using your jump, no jumping. Okay. I can do that. So yeah, like, to put a cap on all the Elden Ring shit, we'll talk about Elden Ring when I'm playing Elden Ring again, but... Like, I'm sorry, it's just fucking annoying. Like, I know what my skill is when it comes to the Soulsborne series, and as much shit as I may bitch about or whatever, I know what my skill level is. If I was able to do BL4 in Bloodborne and only die like 5 or 6 times, and fucking spend 2 hours on Elden Beast, there's obviously a fucking issue. Like, I don't even need to explain that for people to understand there's a discrepancy there, you know what I mean? But people will see. Okay, I would be willing to chalk it up to lack of familiarity, too. That's another thing. I would be willing to chalk it up to familiarity and lack thereof because I haven't played the game in 2 years, if that was actually the case, but it wasn't. I actually adapted to Elden Beast pretty goddamn fast. So, like, I know it wasn't lack of adaptation. I know it wasn't that. I blocked that way too soon. I know Trash Boss when I see one. I'm not familiarizing myself with cock rings. Same with Godskin Duo. Yeah, it's just fucking dumb. Some of the bosses in that game are just fucking bad. They did fucking Godskin Duo because they tried to mimic Ornstein and Smo again, and they failed. They're never gonna do anything as good as Ornstein and Smo. And honestly, Ornstein and Smo aren't even that good. They're good by DS1 standards, but DS1 is DS1, you know what I mean? It's a dated game. They could remake Dark Souls 1 entirely and fucking actually do it some really good justice, but the thing is, Dark Souls 1 has so much notoriety in the gaming community, and it's so renowned and revered that I doubt they would want to go back and undo the experience with something modern. You know what I mean? Like, I doubt they would want to go back and, like, what's the word? Like, not reuse, not rehash, but, like, I doubt they would want to iron out the experience and make it modernized, I think is, like, the best word I can use. Like, FromSoft has never remastered any of their games. It's always been outsourced by different studios. Like, From Software did not direct the remaster of Dark Souls 1, nor did they direct, there was, the remake of Demon Souls, and that was done purely by Bluepoint, I think. And, I think it was Japan Studio that originally produced Demon Souls. So, like, From Software has never had a hand in the remasterings or the remakes of the Souls series. You know what I mean? So, like, IMO, those people that were sitting there criticizing me and jumping down my throat on stupid shit are just living in their own little fucking world. Where, like, to them, the sky is purple, and, like, marshmallow unicorns skip across meadows of fucking cellophane flowers like a fucking Beatles record. You know what I mean? It's just like, you're not looking at shit for what it is. You're just not. You're off in La La Land, fucking blitzed out on LSD, fucking writing songs about fucking bullshit. Like, I'm sorry, but, like, that's the truth and the reality of it, and if you refuse to see that, I'm sorry. But like I said, people are gonna see when I play this new character of Elden Ring, and I literally fucking beat the game with the same amount of struggle, and then I get to the final boss and I beat it in, like, 1 or 2 tries. I'm like, huh, it's gonna be really weird that I beat Radagon and Elden Beast in, like, 2 or 3 fucking attempts when I was there for 2 hours on my other character. Oh, you just sucked really bad. Yeah, I sucked bad enough so that it takes a 2-hour fucking difference between a fucking fight that takes 3 attempts. You're an idiot. Okay, now I have to remove the Great Gonzalez posters. Okay, so now we're finding out the truth of this chapter, finally. Goddamn, my Yoshi was all in good spirits, and now he's, like, fucking beat to shit right after the dialogue box. So again, I'm sorry for rambling about Elden Ring, but, like, because we were on the subject, it's just, like, I hate having to repeat myself and explain it to people, but, like, pain wasn't really there. Like, pain was there, but, like, explaining the specifics and, like, the dichotomy of it, and, like, going into immense detail, I believe, helps to paint a more vivid picture. And, like, I'm sorry, like, Kaiju, like, who I've since banned from my chat, that other guy that was giving me shit, Spifftech or whatever, his name is Webbs or whatever, I banned him too. Because they're just fucking delusional idiots. Like, I'm sorry, but they are. Delusional fucking idiots. Like, I get shitposting on me. If I'm pissed off and you're making fun of that at my expense, I don't mind that. I don't care. It's all in good fun. It's all in good spirit. I don't give a shit. I'm not gonna get sensitive over that. That's not what was bothering me. What was bothering me is the straight up outright denial. Why did I come outside? I think I was fucking off in my own head again. But, like, it's the outright denial of circumstance. They're like, oh, game journalists beat the boss. Why are you having so much trouble? Blah, blah, blah. You suck. Get good. Blah, blah, blah. It's like, you're a fucking retard, dude. I'm sorry, but you're dumb. I can't really help you through that. Pain, I said the light A, okay? You can say nigga on Twitch all you want. You just can't use the other one. And the thing is I feel like it's a racial disservice as well to just disregard that that's part of our country's history. And I'm not saying that to make an excuse. I'm saying, like, the people that say N-word, I'm not even gonna lie to you, I think the people that say N-word are actually worse. Because that is a fucking direct disservice. That's like you're trying to dance around the subject. If you're gonna use it with your whole fucking chest and use it with gusto and accept the fucking conditions and circumstances and consequences that come with its use. But the thing is I never use it to denounce a race. I never use it to spread hate. I use it more in a matter of disbelief. Like, when I'm sitting there fighting Juno Hoslow and he's able to fucking chug Estus and do a pivot fucking twirl, like Pilates, out of a fucking spell that I'm casting, no, that's bullshit. Like, that's fucking grounds for some actual hate. But, like, I'm not somebody that shies away from fucking... Yeah, it's the motion behind it, exactly. I'm not somebody that shies away from controversial subjects. I'm not somebody, like, this is not a safe space, you know what I mean? Like, it is. Like, I don't want people to be outcasted or hated on or fucking exiled or excluded or whatever, like, on account of race or gender or any sort of thing. I don't fucking, you know, like, I'm not misogynistic. I'm not fucking offensive against people directly. I don't intend to be. Like, this isn't what this stream is for, you know what I mean? But, like, I'm somebody that I know in my mind, I can confidently say the word nigga without a second thought and not think anything of it. There is no ill intent behind it. Not toward anyone specifically as an individual, not as a group, not as a race, not as a people. Literally nothing like that. Nothing of the sort. I'm not a racist. I'm not offensive. Not directly. Not deliberately, anyway. I mean, some people could, like, take offense to some things I say. You know, like, it happens, sure. But, like, I'm controversial, and, like, that's fine. That's a part of my identity. I feel like it's important to have aspect of self, and that is an aspect of self that I refuse to go back on. I refuse to denounce that. I refuse to have fucking SJWs and fucking, like, societal, like, customs pressed upon me. Like, I'm forced to adhere to whatever. Like, no, like, I don't like that. Okay, go to the second floor of the storage room. Sorry, I'm still on about bullshit. But yeah, like, I'm not gonna denounce that. I'm not gonna pretend like it doesn't exist. I'm not gonna say that there's not racial injustice. Because there is. No, it's fucked up, but that's the way the world is. If you're going to fucking deny that that kind of shit and racial biases doesn't exist, you're living in La La Land with the fucking people, like, listening to the Beatles records and writing songs about girls, like, on LSD. You're literally in that same fucking universe of denial. Whoa! You gotta be kidding me! Bandy Andy and King K! Gonzalez, listen to me. Don't get near the ring when no one is around. Yeah, so they're fucked up. So there's definitely some dark, seedy shit going on. And there's Miss Jolene. Gonzalez, you see that? That was Jolene. This is craziness. What is going on in here? Yeah, but again, I'm sorry about all the racial rambling, and I'm sorry about, like, all the fucking... Like, I hope it's understandable. Like, I'm sorry about all the Elden Ring talk. It's just, like, idiots piss me off. Like, that's basically it. Idiots piss me off. Like, if you're gonna come in and ruin my time by fucking shitposting on me and making fun of me and fucking annoying me or whatever, just get the fuck out of my stream. Don't be here. Because, like, I'm open to constructive criticism. I'm open to that. I'm open to being made fun of when it actually makes sense. Like, if I'm adequately leveled and I'm adequately geared and I have damage output and I'm sitting there dying to a boss 800 or 900 times getting fucking pissed off, make fun of me all you want. Because it actually has substance, you know what? It matters. You know, it's authentic. It has weight. You know, there's some sort of dynamic there. But, like, if it's obvious that I don't have the damage that I fucking need, why act like a dick?